Hey, good morning. Let's go over today's trade plan. So in the overnight session, we saw that ES balanced within yesterday's range, and then we got a breakout attempt above the 99.5 to 01.5 micro bull bear zone. At this point, heading into the open, we have pre-market support 95.5 to 97.5, and the micro bull bear zone this morning at 99.5 to 01.5. Holding below it temporarily doesn't mean that sellers are necessarily in control. But if we do break and we start holding above it, that would confirm that there is buy-side strength because, given the fact that most of the econ reports due this morning are already out of the way, we have factory orders at 9 a.m. Central Time, but that's not really a big market mover. And the next big catalyst is the jobs report due tomorrow morning. So we don't really have any major catalyst to drive the market big one way or the other. And because we are overall stuck in a balance, this is not necessarily a directional market, or it's not the type of day that's set up to be a directional or trend type day. So even if we're holding below 99.5 to 01.5, it doesn't necessarily mean that the sellers are in firm control. It just tells you that in the short run, perhaps the market needs to consolidate a bit more. And the overall expectation for today is a two-sided day, or more of a balanced type day, but because we are still within a bigger picture uptrend, we can balance at higher prices. So 95.5 to 97.5 is the immediate support, and even holding above that area would tell us that the buyers are still maintaining control, and there is still potential for upside continuation and a move up to the 0475 gap fill and at least the 07 to 08 resistance area. And the final upside objective would be 10 quarter to 11 quarter. And that's a resistance zone where we could see some short sellers step in. We could get a better rotation off of 10 quarter to 11 quarter on the upside. And we can still trade this market on the short side, but once it gets a bit more extended into resistance, or if there's a very clear-cut setup where we're breaking below a intraday balance or the overnight balance, then in the short run you can get a short trade. But just realize that overall the market is stuck in a balance and the buy side is still in control. So I would rather be more active on the long side than short side, unless there are major warning signs that the sellers are being more dominant here. So the immediate support is 95.5 to 97.5. Below that, 91 to 93 is still a spot that buyers can defend. Ideally, we don't break 91 to 93, even if there is going to be a pullback today. But because we are balancing in a big range, even breaking 91 would not necessarily mean that this is a market where sellers are now in firm control, because buyers can still step in at 86 quarter, 88 quarter. And then the key support within this entire range is the bigger picture balance area low at 80.5 to 82.5. That's quite a ways away. Not expecting the market to go all the way down there. Looking at NQ and TF, so far they are holding up relatively well, and buyers have been more active in the overnight session. So right now, the immediate bias heading into the open is more bullish, and because the larger time frame is also in an uptrend, I would rather give more edge to long setups than try to get on board a short trade unless there are very clear-cut signs. For example, yesterday, the market started with a open drive lower on very weak internals and a lot of downside momentum. So that was very clear-cut that the sell side was in control. But if the signals are mixed, or if we're not seeing any major weakness, then today could be a very two-sided day, and any downside attempts can actually reverse fairly quickly, and we may not see a whole lot of follow-through on any type of downside movement. And even on the upside, 07 to 08 can provide a rotation. 10 quarter, 11 quarter can be an area that the market really struggles at, and it even has potential to cap the upside. And then we have the balance high at 14.5 to 16.5, and the all-time high at 17.75. And even on the upside, the idea is that the market is going to remain within balance, and we're not going to get any big balance breakout either to the upside or the downside ahead of tomorrow's employment report. And then tomorrow, after the employment report's out, then we can get some directional movement. But for now, it is more likely going to be a two-sided type day. So we just have to keep that context in mind, that it's not setting up to be a big trend day. So by default, that is going to be the expectation, unless there are, again, major signs in real time that there's been a change or shift in the market bias. But the expectation so far is more of a balanced type session with a upward tilt, or with more of a bullish tilt. So those are our main thoughts heading into the open. Let's see if the buyers can hold ES above 95.5 to 97.5. Ideally, they do. And holding above 95.5 to 97.5 would open the door for upside continuation. And above 01.5, the immediate objective would be 04.75 and 07 to 08. And then if there is some decent momentum, even 10 quarter to 11 quarter has potential to get tested today. So those are our main thoughts. Let's see if the buy side can maintain control, and we'll take it from there.